A lovely Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much for staying tuned in to Millennium TV. And welcome to the Pulse Nation, the first ever edition in the year 2025. And Happy New Year to you, our dear viewer. Be sure to catch us on your top decoders on channel 95. We're also streaming live on our Facebook page. We are Millennium TV Zambia. I'm your host, Lavisa Chilufia. This afternoon on the Pulse Nation, we look at the UPND in 2025 and obviously just talking about other issues that developed in 2024. And joining me on set is the UPND Deputy National Youth Chairman, Mr. Trevor Mwinde. Mr. Mwinde, Happy New Year and good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Madam Chirufia. Happy 2025.
How are you doing?
God has been kind with us, and we are here courtesy of the good prayers, the good wishes, and the good people of the country, Zambia. I'm humbled to be hosted by you today.
Are you always this humble, Chair?
No, Kaidi, this is 2025 resolutions and interactions. If people that you knew last year, they're able to call you this year, it means the network is growing. Yes, the network is growing, and especially some of us political wholesalers, we go beyond the Kantemba type of politics. We have friends like you, Madam Chirufia, and many other friends in and outside the media fraternity. We are grateful to God. Yes.
Mr. Mwinde, let us begin our discussion by let us just recap the year 2024 and some of the events, obviously, of the year 2024. And I think I'll start with the just ended by-elections in Kawambwa. Of course, your name didn't fall short in those by-elections. I'll just let you give us an overview of the Kawambwa by-elections.
Okay, we are grateful, first of all, to the people of Zambia, particularly the people of Kawambwa, for the opportunity they gave to the youths to be heard, and for the opportunity to give the UPND to break through Ruapula and make history at the Member of Parliament level. We were aware before going to Kawambwa that some people used to say that whosoever will win Kawambwa will ultimately also win 2026. So we did what we could in making sure that victory was secured. We spoke to the people. We walked with the people. We never drove around Kawambwa, whereas many other people were driving. We went to the field. We went to go and soak cassava with them. We went to the fields to go and weed their maize fields. Was any other activity other than that might have been considered as a political or electoral malpractice. So as far as we are concerned, our involvement in Kawambwa was just by virtue that there was a by-election, and I'm a national youth chairperson in charge of politics and mobilization, so I cannot miss such a very important landmark political equation. So I needed to be part of the variables. I was not alone. There were good men and women, capable men and women that were able, and that are also able, who came in with a lot of political skill, exposure, and experience. We worked in tandem with them, and the results came as a resolution, a dedication, and a commitment to work together. The victory belongs to the party. The victory belongs to the people of Kawambwa. The victory belongs to the country. And I'm very happy. Yeah, my name came in, whether negative or positive, but I did my part. I played the role in Kawambwa. We had a lot of happenings. Some youths from the ruling party were searched at night at a guest house in town, and the people downplayed such an act. And I do believe that I don't want to dampen the investigations that which the police are doing. And monies were lost. Others of such monies that which were lost by force, where people were being harassed to release their money, phones grabbed in the background, because to try and accuse a sitting minister that he was involved in political malpractices by just going to a polling station a day before elections. So all those happenings, if you are to add them up, people want to live in defense mode and they want to accuse one another. The country Zambia is bigger than any one of us. There can be Zambia even when I'm not around as Trevor Mwinde. People like the first Republican president, he went to Mukobeko under MMD. And the country was still Zambia. There was nothing that which changed. We have had the people like the current president, President HH, he went to prison. The country was still Zambia. So we know that people want to use happenings to favor certain narratives and bring about political sympathy. We sincerely owe nobody an apology. We owe nobody an apology. If you stole and you were jailed, then you want to ask for sympathy at personal level, maybe for people that are accused with such. At personal level, I have got also sympathies for people that sympathize with me in my downtrodden moments. If you may wish, I can name them. But if you don't mind, I wouldn't also. I have got an example of Geoffrey Waliamwamba. He's a good senior comrade of mine. I wish him well. I wish him good health. Whatever difficult circumstances that which is passing through, just a matter of time. Time heals all wounds, and I want him to be strong. I sympathize with the situation that he's going through as an individual, because at a time when I was down, he visited me in university teaching hospital. So I owe as an individual, my family owes him a visit. As an individual, not in my position as a Deputy National Youth Chairman.
Right. Talking about the issues to do with the Kawamba by-election, Mr. Mwinde, as you've said yourself, your name was mentioned. But as Deputy National Youth Chairman of the UPND, how does it make you feel that your name is dragged in issues to do with violence, especially that we know that the UPND government has spoken against violence? How does it make you feel that your name is dragged in such issues?
I'm actually an ambassador of making sure that we end political violence, because we know where people that beat us, where they live. We know where even their wives and children go to school. We have not been involved to go and fight a provincial youth former provincial youth chairman of the PF, former national youth chairperson of the PF. We know them by name. Honorable Kampiongo, we are sitting with them in meetings to do with peace and reconciliation at Civic Center. They came to the UPND Secretariat when he was national youth chairperson. And you see, power must not, ascension to power must not make us lose the roots of our consciousness to live right with people. So to those that want to dent my image as Trevor Mwinde, I think they're being just too much preposterous. Their imagination and thinking is not well sitting, because at the center of everything I do, they tried to paint and dent my image when we were in opposition. They labeled me as a political violence person. They took me to the competent laws in this country under their custody, under their watch when they were responsible. The competent judges looked into the records, my submissions and their submissions. I think they have a misconception of which Mwinde they are dealing with. I, as Trevor Mwinde Sialunga, my children are still very young. This call to do politics is not coming out of arrogance, pride, or egocentrism. It's purely duty and service to the country. So to those that want to ride on the protocols of only using my name, when they sit down to drink coffee with their girlfriends at Radisson Brew Hotel, all they have in their narratives is to try and talk about Trevor Mwinde. When they go into their constituency, I'll give you an example. A comrade and colleague of mine who runs a constituency in Nkana on the Copper Belt, I only knew him. He came to political prominence after 2021 when he won as an MP. Other than that, as far back as 2016, we were running around the country mobilizing even people in his own constituency. We have bought these positions with our sweat. We have earned these positions not because maybe there is something that which we went to go and entice anybody. I think it should get to a moment of realization that people, you can become who you are minus denting anybody's image. And you can rise to prominence minus having to label anybody in a negative way. Right. There is only one single conclusion I can make. There are political squirrels and political sycophants that are being used to try and tarnish my image. But I can assure you, and I can assure the general public, those that believe in us, that there will never be a moment that we shall succumb to the accusations. And there's no publicity which is bad. Any publicity they give to my name, they tried it in opposition. They took me to prison for 18 months. And I was acquitted by the high courts. They labeled me on the Kawamba by-election. People that I never met, people that I didn't even handshake with them, people that I could not even see the color of the car they were driving. Yes, so people that are, even if he walked into this studio, somebody needed to introduce me to say, oh, this is so-and-so. So to try and jump on the bandwagon of trying to gain prominence using my name, I think I'm only holding an office for the party as a youth chair.
I believe, Mr. Mwinde, that you're not the only person that went to campaign for the UPND candidate in the Kawamba by-elections. But how is it possible that everyone has spoken so confidently of your name and you unleashing violence on opposition members, especially members of the Tonse Alliance, because they're the ones that spoke loudly about you unleashing thugs in Kawamba?
Thank you very much. My nature of mobilization is very clear. And you must also be aware that even in circumstances where there are prophecies being mentioned in churches, some prophets in church also, they also prophesy doom on other people, which does not come to pass. So how much more do you expect a competitor? Do you think that the people that we are competing with, I'm a loyal UPND member, and have remained as such, regardless of what may happen to my position in the party, we will continue to support this party, UPND. So they have tried all monkey tricks and all the crooks puzzles in their books to get to us and to get to me particularly as Trevor Mwinde. I think they were thinking that they were coming to mine on a gold field, and yet it was an iron field. So I want to assure them that whatever they are doing, whatever they seek to plan, it will be a broken arrow and back to the sender. I know that there were many people that went to Kawamba, but I'm a person of interest. And how am I a person of interest? I think my political journey this year, 2025, has just begun. And I'm in an overdrive mood. And the Tonse Alliance, the PF, the UKA, those ones, I will deal with them as they come, as a political wholesaler. And this message, they must get it very clearly. Handsome resource, and it is audible. If they want interpreters, I can interpret in all the 7 Zambian language. If you want to go to the witch doctors, go. If you want to go to the church, go and pray. Because even me, I'm not sitting as an idol worshiper. I worship a living God. So whosoever wants to destroy me, my God does not slumber. work it out. Using their experience, they must also know and be aware that within their rank and file, we also have comrades that know us better. I'll give you an example.
Maybe
we're talking about evidence.
I want you to clarify what you mean by you're coming in as a political wholesaler.
I'm a political wholesaler in the sense that if somebody comes in as a person who is suffering from a certain condition, scientific condition they call political epilepsy, where when he just rises up, all he thinks of is just Trevor Mwinde, I'm ready to be mentioned even in circumstances that which they feel that they want to incriminate my future. They want to throw me down in my political, but society and the people are not down. Because we believe in our narratives. Even these walls, they have got eyes and ears. So I cannot operate in a vacuum. So as a political wholesaler, I'm a person that will be able to do the politics of exchange of words, because if you insult me, don't expect me to say amen. You slap me, you expect me to stand at attention. If he at all, Sean Tembo tried to slap me and we were in an altercation, I've said it, even for the past 5 years. Bring a video that which shows that Mwinde is in a tussle or a fight with somebody somewhere wearing, clad in PF attire or anything else. I'm not a violent person. We saw with our own eyes how they raped one of our girls on the copper belt. We saw with our own eyes how they used the pangas on Youth Day at Freedom Statue here in Lusaka. So we have the institutional memory of their behavior, and we also understand their behavioral signature, and we have our struggle credentials very correctly. We will not be swayed into any cheap propaganda politically. We are deep-rooted in this politics, and we chose. Nobody sent us, not even my family. It is a personal decision that which I stood out to say I will be a politician. And when I chose as a politician, nobody promised me that it was going to be an easy journey. If it is to compete, bring them on board. This studio has got many chairs that which can accommodate 2 or 3 of those so self-proclaimed politicians who want to argue their way, even in the parliament where they sit, even in their constituents. They are arguing their way because of failure to have a proper course of knowledge management. Political wholesaler can do politics on the land or even in the water. We can do anything humanly possible to make sure that we can champion the cause in any confused state that which they may come, and let them realize that the kind of politics they are trying to bring, we were trying to forget and harmonize, because to be bitter and to bring about hatred brings about animosity between camps. How do you want me to treat you when we have failed to have dialogue? You continue accusing me, and you want me to go and stand out and start to praise you that, hello, honorable, how are you, my friend? Politics is not church. It is a field that which we found others operating. We shall leave it.
Are you open to dialogue?
Who do I dialogue with? People that have ghosted me and have a narrative that which I don't even understand where it's emanating from. How should I appear to be the one? If they need dialogue, let them come. Let them come to the political wholesaler, and we shall sell them ideas. I'm not a Kantemba type of person. I drove my own Land Cruiser to go and mobilize UPND here, the whole country. I drove my own Nissan hardboard, which I bought in a showroom, to go and mobilize UPND across the country in opposition. Then now, small people, because they have been voted in a constituency to try and make themselves relevant, they want to come and accuse me to dent my image. No, I'm not that cheap. I'm available as a political wholesaler to show them avenues of other political business ideas they can get. My idea to try and sell the name of Trevor, they will speak negative, but it shall rise in the opposite, like the prophets of Balaam in the Bible. I thank you.
Right. You spoke of Honorable Bionwa Mpundu earlier, Mr. Mwinde, and after the Kawambo by-elections, Honorable Bionwa Mpundu took to his Facebook page and addressed the Kawambo by-election violence that transpired, and he talked about something that he titled "Defend Yourselves with Equal Measure." Fellow citizens out of the country, and they have received this report of the attack on Mr. Sean Tembo and team by Trevor Mwinde, and team with so much pain in my heart. Trevor Mwinde is the man reported to have been behind the abduction of Honorable J.J. Banda and walks free because the police cannot touch him. And today he's reported to have led an assault on Mr. Tembo right in front of the Luapula Commissioner of Police, Mr. Yuyi Mwaya. I can only say this to my fellow politicians. One thing is very clear, that we are on our own, and it's time we got ready to start defending ourselves with equal measure. I urge my fellow politicians to buy guns in readiness to defend yourselves. And lastly, look, the law provides for self-defense when you are attacked, and so if the police will watch you being attacked and are prepared to even facilitate for that attack as being reported, then only one thing remains: be ready to defend yourselves.
First of all,
another issue that you're being tagged in, Mr. Mwinde, is that of the alleged abduction of Honorable J.J. Banda. I think this is in public domain. How do you exonerate yourself?
How do I abduct a person who runs away from even the people, more than 48,000 or 55,000 people that voted for him? If you are a strong man, you decide to be a strong man like us. I will live here in Zambia and I'll die here in Zambia. There's no amount of intimidation and there's no amount of malice that which can be added to my name, that which will make me change camps. My father died and is buried here, this country. My mother is alive. If by any chance that they want to arm themselves by guns, we never won Zambians by buying guns. We went to the Zambian people, we knelt down, we sold our message of free education. We sold our campaign message of making sure that there will be more meal allowances to all public universities, and it is happening. Even in a situation like right now, where the country has had disasters in terms of a drought and the partial floods that are happening in the different parts of the country, His Excellency the President has brought about cash for work. People, we have not seen anybody anywhere that has died. The cheap propaganda to try and sway the Zambian people from all the enormous contributions that which the government is doing, the able leaders are doing, both inside our party, outside, or even outside the country. Let the cowards continue screaming. These are political cowards that were not prepared to lead anybody anywhere except themselves and their bellies. These are political cowards that would want to think that they are only strong because they carry a gun. These are political cowards that would want to try and bring about the culture of political violence. A common and well-thinking Zambian youth said abash to political violence. Hence you saw the 1 million plus vote difference was not enough. That's the reason why they still think politics are still inheritable. Politics are a pattern of a call to service. I'm not here because I'm eyeing maybe to become or ambitious to become a person that is going to go in the annals of history as a wrong leader. This reputation I got today, I've built it, and the people that have contributed to build it over the past 18 years. I've sacrificed enough. That which those that won as a constituency, a boy who walks from somewhere and becomes a member of parliament, he thinks that he owns something that which is superior to mine. There is nothing that which
And
the people that are opposed,
what exactly do you mean by that, Mr. Mwinde?
Those are my views. Allow me to preempt. We are not here to discuss individual things. I think I have got a duty as Deputy National Youth Chairperson. But I'm trying to give them free advice and free. There are people we know. I wanted to give you this example. What if they were having a live interview in Kawambwa? What is the person that was accusing me that Mr. Mwinde has caused political violence? I think he's called Sean Tembo. In a video, there was a man who happens to be a lawyer and an MP for Rukasha, George Chisanga. Let the whole country know now, today and going forward, that that man, George Chisanga, to me is my older brother. In my business of real estate, I've housed him before in Karundu. Ask him if I stole anything from him, if I've argued with him, I've fought with him. Mundubire, Brani Mundubire. The one was standing on the other side. He's an elder brother. He's a colleague of mine. I don't think that politics of trying to do mudslinging, they have got a space. You are destroying your own image as fellow youths. One of your friends has run away from his constituency. Mind the names that which you provoke. Me, I serve the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You will throw me into the furnace of fire, and the child of God will stand with me. And you yourself, you'll faint and you never rise again. So, leadership must be a well-researched concept, and people must accept you. Let's not force ourselves on people because you are an accountant, because you are an engineer, because you run businesses. Those businesses are very good for you and your children to grow and eat and cherish.
Right.
But if you don't have a heart to serve the country and your community, don't come into politics to try and accuse others.
All right. Our dear viewer, will be opening our phone line. The number that you are calling us on this afternoon is 0770813728. That is the number that you're dialing to be part of the conversation. Do remember that we're also streaming live on our Facebook page. We are Millennium TV Zambia. Leave us a comment in our comment section and be part of the conversation this afternoon. The number is 0770813728. That is the number that you're dialing. To those that have been calling, this is an opportunity for you to call and make your contributions. This afternoon, we host Deputy National Youth Chairman for the UPND, Mr. Trevor Mwinde, as we look at UPND in 2025 and, of course, other occurrences in the year 2024. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. You're through to the program. Your name is and where you're calling us from?
Isaac Lusaka.
Yes, Mr. Isaac.
Bamwinde mwafeza bwanji.
Bwino muri bwanje ba Isaac.
Ya. Bamwinde mukazikamba ko munani mu bantu ndimo balita. Mwanzera mukusana na waliswamiso. Waliswamiso baina mtimo wa ulita. Batekanye kukamba. Nimbe mukambula pa sio media mwanyu la bwini. Baite mmacho sababu kisanga kushinga uti munangala lita. Muone kana kutingimwe ba influencer jabi. Bahani kana kusenge zene ba waliswamiso. Ndio kama mushemushi. Bati mungu ba radio station ita TV ni kuponja jema ndio mpote ni makungu je pali. Uyo ni mpando mimi na jaba na kupasana. Ndio 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 mzala tzapo futi. Pala ita point. Pala sa consequence. Bati kuone te kama muyenda. Simo na mama mchoka onzera mungu. Toka kama ndio pushing abantu ba ground. Bati la kuponja chani kuponja kwa ni chifugushi. Simo na songa abantu kija so ulida shwakana. Kom.
All right, Zikomo Isaac, 0770813728 is the number that you're getting in touch with us on this afternoon on the program. Do remember that we're also live on our Facebook page. We are Millennium TV Zambia. Leave us a comment in our comment section to be part of the conversation. You can also send us a direct message to the number that is on your screen, that is 0770813728. You can also use the same number to call through on the program and be part of the conversation. All right, before we move on, good afternoon, senior citizen. Hello? Please reduce the volume on your TV.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fano Mwangala.
Thank you so much. Honorable Minja, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you so much. I'm glad that you are there. But I think let us not speak in a manner that are here to defend ourselves for reasons only better known to yourself. You know, Zambians, they've already elected you, they know where you belong. Whether you speak in a manner that appears, I don't know who you want to impress or to excite. There was talk about you in Kawambwa. And those people that mentioned you, who attributed that violence to you and what you did not actually say anything out of nothing. They know Muindia very well, they know you. So I think the best way to defend yourself is to be objective and to face the truth. That's how I see things myself. Take my things. But when you speak in the way of self-defense, you come so strong that if you don't want to, as you heard from the previous call, you are not speaking like a leader, no. You are speaking like somebody who wants to fight. And I think you're a fighter, which is most unfortunate for you. We have known the UPND party from the start. We know the kind of violence that you perceive in your party. And you cannot completely rule out to say our party knows no violence, what and so forth. There is a lot that you know about PF. And there is a lot that PF know about you. The people of Zambia know about you. Let us be fair to each other. I thank you.
Thank you so much, senior citizen. 0770813728 is the number that you're dialing to be part of the conversation. 0770813728 is also the number that you're texting us on to be part of the conversation this afternoon. Remember that we are live on our Facebook page as well. We are Millennium TV Zambia. You can leave us a comment in case you're not able to get through to our phone line. The number is 0770813728. Mr. Trevor Mwinde, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairman, joins me this afternoon. Mr. Mwinde, I'll let you respond to our two callers before we move on.
First of all, I don't know why people want to try and put me in the aura or space of my National Youth Chairperson. My name's Trevor Mwinde. I was born in a different month, a different date. I am who I am, and I'm proud to be who I am. I should not be defined on the basis of who I'm working with. The institution, UPND, has got regulations. I want to put it across to the previous caller and the other one was just called Mr. Mwangara. As an old man, you called him senior citizen, as a brother. How would you feel if I told me, I tell you that I went with a black car and I was driving a black car in all the campaigns and the black car was not in the video? It's when somebody is arguing, I've got to target receipts, that which I've kept waiting for that day, even if you bring it in 2090. The vehicle that which I was driving is not the vehicle which is in the video, please. I'm not the one that you saw in the video. I'm not the one who. So when I tell you that, bring the video evidence. Don't just call because you wanted to excite people that you can talk on TV as well. No. With all due respect, how do I have asked the PF that even as the Binwe Ompund is going to the police, take a video footage, go and give the police that, oh, the window you're accusing is this one. I met the provincial commissioner of police once, and it was on the road with his convoy of 6 Land Cruisers of vehicles. We stopped to talk on the roadside. I never went to Kawambwa police. I don't even know where Kawambwa police is located. I don't know. So to those that are talking, speak, because even in a court anyway, I forgive you because me, I went to prison before. I went to court before. I just learned in court that a witness can only be a witness by saying what he saw. So don't follow a narrative because somebody told you he's married to your sister. Somebody told you he's married to your cousin. Yeah. I think let's be fair here. Right. I may not be your relative. Because you, Mangara, even as you speak, perhaps you have categorized yourself that you are defending your relative who I work with. But let's not get there. Let's not be petty. I think I've got a constituency. I've been a youth leader. I never bought any position. I've risen in rank and file. I have youths that are older than me. And I give them respect. So to some of you, you may not like me, but I've got a function that which I discharge. And among those functions is not political violence. And I've never been violent. I mean, this us receiving is in Monyamene Muonais. So many in a bad way. We have been hit hard before. We were helpless to the point of death. But we have not retaliated. We have not used any given chance to revenge. We know, I told you, we know where they live. We still greet because the president has said, let's bring about reconciliation and build our country out of love and nothing else. The country is bigger than me. Even if I died now, Zambia will still be there. So we must not push an agenda to try and bring confusion within people that work together. I thank you.
All right, let us take a look at a clip from the campaigns in Kawambwa, and where Mr. Sean Tembo was alleging that Mr. Trevor Mwinde had unleashed thugs on him. Let us take a look. Right, and it is one of the videos in which Mr. Sean Tembo was allegedly being chased by suspected UPND cadres during the campaigns in Kawambwa Central. Let us also take a look at another clip of Mr. Trevor Mwinde, where he was talking about the occurrences in Kawambwa and how he wasn't part of the alleged violence.
The people of Kawambwa, and above all, we want to also tell the people that the Tonse Alliance people that they should stop peddling rumors and lies about my identity and my name. Whatever information that which they have supplied to social media, whatever words that which they are saying, we have chased somebody to go and reach into the police station is fake and false and malicious, and it must be treated with the highest contempt it deserves. And I want to put it across to my elder brother, George Chisanga, my elder brother, Mundubire, those that know me well. I do agree that in the field, I was just told that that's a vehicle which Sean Tembo is driving. We bypassed peacefully. We bypassed each other peacefully. And I do not know how they managed to say I identified Mwinde by chasing them to a police station. By and large, we are in the field, we are doing political competition based on ideas. Political socialization entails that a person must be mentioned, but in correct things. My arrival here is being announced by a patriotic front, which means I'm a big threat to their operations. And they know that the tactics that which they use in these polling stations have been met with equal force. But trying to speak and representing the truth the way it is. We are here. We also want to tell them that we know their plan B. Their plan B is to infuse a spirit of confusion in an election which they know they have already lost. In an election which they know that they have failed to bring out their ideas collectively. Honorable John Tembo, as a leader, you are duty bound to speak the truth and use the truth, and only the truth shall set you free. There is no time that which you have set eye contact to you and me. We have had a very peaceful movement with a convoy of one vehicle, that which I came with. And there is no reason whatsoever that John Tembo can relate that Mwinde came with 2-3 Hiluxes. That is propaganda of the highest order. We know what they are planning. They want to put people in UPND t-shirts and chitenges, and they start to move around to cause confusion and havoc. That on its own is not sitting well with us as UPND youth leaders. I urge all the UPND supporters, all the sympathizers of the UPND to remain calm, focused, as we move in the direction of liberating Zambia from the hands of politicians that would want to use handouts as a message to make their political agenda viable. We, the UPND, have spoken about free education. We have spoken with various youth groupings. We have spoken about the CDF being increased. We have spoken about the peaceful environments in the markets. And as it stands, we will not be bought, we will not be swayed, we will not be diverted to believe or think. Even when you look at me, do I look like a person that is from chasing somebody? Do I look like a person that's from fighting somebody? I'm a sober human being and I'm a leader. And the leader must lead people based on what he says. And in our conversations with various stakeholders, we believe and we are very confident that the people of Kawambwa have gotten and bought into the message of the new Dora administration. And this election we have won, and they should not bring in any amount of confusion whatsoever. We thank you. May God bless Zambia. May God bless the people of Kawambwa. We thank you so much.
Right, and that is Mr. Trevor Mwinde there trying to explain what transpired during the Kawambwa by-elections campaigns. Mr. Mwinde, I will get back to you, obviously. I know you've got a few things to say over the clips that we've watched.
Yeah, if you look at it, first of all, none of my vehicles were there. I think my license, RATSA license here in Zambia, shows that I've been driving close, or if not more than 20 years. And in my experience of driving a Toyota Hilux and that Land Cruiser, for me, that know me better. I think the best way, before I exonerate myself more, I'm asking for Honorable Shoni Tembo to come and sit there. And me, I sit here. We discuss in the public domain where he saw me, how we met. Because look, even if I'm asking Honorable Shoni Tembo to come and sit there, or he sits here, he describes what I was wearing on that particular day, and at what point did we meet. I was standing with Honorable Masebo on the side of the road. We were facing in the Yengwe area, we were facing northwest direction. And when Shoni Tembo passed in that very Land Cruiser going in the opposite direction, I never went with a Toyota Hilux to Kawamba. And I did not drive a Toyota Hilux in the videos there. That's the reason why people see me arguing clearly. There are times when if you did something wrong, you just come and own up and say, no, I'm very sorry for what happened. But in this circumstance, I'm nowhere near those that feel glorified and happy by virtue of the stories of such violence and other things. I cannot gain political mileage out of confusion. Trust me, even if you get my message, I'm a self-made politician. We have learned from the hands of different political stakeholders and leaders to come and reach where we have reached today. We have learned that we must learn to share, and you cannot share violence, because violence will breed another violence. In the learning to share process, there is free education that His Excellency has shared. How can you make political violence as part of your CV? It's nowhere near my DNA. I don't even know where they try and get it from. Trust me, even the same Binwe Mpundu, you bring him, he sits there. How much does he know about Trevor Mwinde? Look, we must enjoy our comfort, whilst we know that we cannot use the discomfort of others to try and help to ride ourselves into a more comfortable position. The country is bigger than me, and I'm only hoping that you have gotten the message right. It's my second appeal. I made the first appeal at Prime Television. It's my second appeal here in this year that I'm asking for Honorable Shoni Tembo or any of the Twivin Binu Mpondo to come and give us the empirical evidence that which they have, that I had the target receipts. When I saw this narrative, I've kept them nicely. The number plate of the vehicle that I went with, I know it, and the vehicle itself, even the vehicle owner knows very well that Trevor has gone to Kawamba with my vehicle. It is not a Toyota Hilux. Those people also are chasing him at Toyota Hiluxes. And I'm not a stone age politician that can go and start throwing stones. I'm good at the exchange of words. Would have exchanged words and it would have ended there. Not whereby because you are changing your tire, because you failed to drive your Land Cruiser very well, you want to accuse me. It's nowhere near. I've got a license given by RATSA. I'm a competent bush driver that can drive in any terrain. We cannot chase with such a man even for 50 meters. And that video man, if he magnifies his video, the cameraman is very experienced. The cameraman for Shoni Tembo is a former cameraman for Hari Karaba. We know each other in these political circles. Information people give us for free. And so he can bring out the evidence that which Mwinde is implicated. This is part of their plan B anyway.
Yes.
They want to buy into cheap propaganda to confuse. It's like Arsenal, they are telling about Barcelona, don't use this prayer. We want you to use this prayer. We want you, don't use hazard in the striking force. Can you bring that defender? You cannot decide what happens in UPND. Even if you have got your relatives that supervise us, even if you have got your relatives that we work with, You cannot decide what happens in UPND. Be diplomatic, be cautious of how you want us to run this country. This country in the hands of who after HH in 2031? Because our paper to let me pick up of a far 2026 because we have no competitors.
Right. Mr. Mwinde, due to time, in the statement by Honorable Bino Mpondo, he says that you walk freely and the police cannot touch you. Are you untouchable?
Madam, if you look at my exchange in the public, I speak with decorum. Because I know when you speak with the truth, people will not like you. I'm a very sober, down-to-earth person, a villager for that matter. Me, I'm not a town mouse. I'm a villager, political wholesaler, an amphibious person that can survive in any environment. They took me to jail. They thought I would die. 18 months, I came out of prison. And what more does a man want to do to a fellow human being? They want me to die and stop breathing. Unfortunately, the air I breathe, we don't get it from their fathers or their mothers. And we don't get it that the favors to live and to be forgiven by God and to be loved, to be shown a direction by God. The road does not pass at their villages. We communicate to our gods directly. So I'm not a violent person, and I am not a person that is untouchable. If I wrong the system knows where I sleep. They know that I'm here. They would have been all over looking for me. I'm not like one of their friends who went to beat police officers at Central Police. Don't equate me to that kind of barbaric behavior. Look, I went to school. I came out of a college. I've got my own credentials that will show you that this person is civilized. I did not live in the Zinjanthropus age or Stone Age where people would want to associate me with primitive politics. We are in a modern society.
Allow me to pick this call, Mr. Mwinde.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you, madam. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Your names and where you're calling us from?
Yes, please. I'm calling within Mandep constituency.
Your names, please.
Yes, Comrade Muntari Aaron, that's my name.
Yes, Mr. Muntali.
Yes, Comrade Mwinde, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm following the program, madam. Yes, I just want to give a contribution.
Please go ahead.
Pertaining to the development, how this our fellow UPND are doing. Hello, are you getting me?
We're able to get you loud and clear, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Yes, madam, I think the most important thing we should do as youth, I think we should be now moving away from this, politics of violence. We need to be, creating the atmosphere of, peace, so that even the others who are the other, people are able to see us doing politics. They should be able to know that indeed these people, they are bringing peace under the, in the country of Zambia. And then the other thing we should be much concentrate on is how we can alleviate poverty from, Zambia, from the citizen of Zambia, because we understand and we all know, even community where he is, he knows that indeed, seriously, the UPND has really told that when we talk about even the CDF, for me, as being the residents of Mandep constituency, to be frank with you, madam, I'm not seeing this CDF being implemented or rather being coming to work on the ground to the citizen of Zambia. I'm not seeing that development. I don't know if this CDF it is on the papers. Practically, I have not been seeing it. I've been living in Mandep for more than 20 years. I have not seen this development being done. When we look at the road which we are moving on, when we look at even how the living our citizens are living on, it's not even desirable.
All right.
So as a youth, it's us who usher the UPND into the office, to be frank with you. Most of the youth, And I'm one of the youth who even voted for UPND, hoping that this government, it is, coming to deliver from swimming in poverty.
Comrade Aaron, will ask you to wind up. Your time is up.
Yes, please. So what we are doing is, what we need to understand is, madam, let everyone who comes on the platform be able to come and bring the tangible solution, how we are going to liberate people from poverty, swimming in poverty. To be frank with you, people are suffering.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that is where we close our phone line this afternoon. Thank you so much to everyone that has been able to call through. Mr. Mwinde, as obviously we are running against time now, but as we're coming to the end of our discussion, even as you respond to Mr. Aaron, let us talk about maybe just some of the plans that you as a Deputy National Youth Chairman has got in the year 2025, especially for the youth, maybe with regards, employment issues in the country, or how you intend to incorporate, the youth in the country in issues to do with governance.
Okay, thank you. If you look at it, we had a deliberation with His Excellency the President as youth leaders. One of the things that which people must understand when it comes to a conversation like the one which you had through the phone, the gentleman says that he has not seen anything that which has been brought by CDF. One of the critical things that which has come out in a scientific research and survey is that our youths, most of them, they want to also cause a competitive channel of approach to their leaders. Approach, I think, has not been tabled very well, but also they themselves, the leaders that are leading as members of parliament, which is the direct conveyor belt through which the CDF goes to the people. It's high time that we go to the people like the one talking. You would find that the person talking is a chairman for socialist. And then he would want to go to the MP to ask for a roadmap. The MP also looks at him because they understand each other. Let's depoliticize our activities and contributions for the growth of our country. Let's isolate. CDF has come to stay. CDF standards by His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema. Cash for work. And within the same component of CDF, you'd find that there is 3 million kwacha. This is 3 million kwacha when the rains are over starting from April, when this budget is unveiled for 2025. Believe you me, people complain that you have bought graders, there's no fuel. That 3 million will be for fuel to do the roads, grading the roads. Prepare to start talking about something else. Because we know, number 2, mipera ogadionko. Ile isa imisewo bana migrade there because 3 million kwacha has been set aside for fuel in the CDF allocation. So when we talk about poverty alleviation, it's about the mindset. It begins from right here where we are seated. You, Visa, you want to talk about the cost of millennium here in Zambia. All of us on our NRCs, we have got a village where we come from. Unless maybe you and me want to say, no, you are coming from Chachacha Road or Freedom Road in town, but there must be a chief somewhere. And me, I've got where I come from. Let's do production. SDG, Sustainable Development Goal number 12. It appeals to responsible consumption and responsible production. As much as you want to eat, what is it that which you are producing? I'm happy, I'm glad to mention today in this studio. I recruited somebody not knowing, Mr. B. last year. He went and he hammered the maize. He even beat me, the one who recruited him in maize production, my media man. So these are things that which we need to feel proud of. Other debates of saying we are Inguma, as old as you are. No, let's grow up, come on. Let's stop politics of cheap accusations. And why is it that The people that are saying that are in Nguma, they have no witness. You are a politician, you are walking around in the vehicle. Are you distributing relief maize? Or are you giving cash for work? You are a politician, you are alone in your vehicle, alone. No. Even me, when I came from Rusaka, at my level as Deputy National Youth Chairperson, at least I had 4 or 5 people to be with me. The youths. So, we must begin production at individual level. In Nalimago Miris, Masagari 20 ni zadi ya banyumba. Na Jozari 50, 30. Naime mwachitabwanji, mwagurako ngati muribe. Naime limani, nabajarimani. Production, when we put it together, the cumulative effects will be that we shall have more. I'm happy in Kitwe there is a man called the Moses Banda. A very well established businessman. He says, no, look Bamwinde. If you remember that if you have unga, yes, na inenda ibombe na likuwa tendarama quite well, but ina nima lima chape kuproti yanga mene ili kumbuyo kwa nyumba. I have enough to feed my family. Ina sinima gura unga. So this is the rainy season. Some people are busy. Bene munarura, they must change their mentality. Where it comes from, they can grow cassava. Where it comes from, you can grow sweet potatoes. Non-fertilizer dependent crops. Then when munarura is busy, achana force or paso atamba TV. Ati no, mamwinde tamwa wanga bariswaniso. Bariswaniso tunabongwira sana. Meaning that their business is just to listen to TVs and radios. This is the rainy season. Come on. Come on, barozi banzanga. Ikwela mukagabaiyai. This rain is there to cover and cater for all of us to produce something for our individual consumption, our community, and eventually into the national basket, food security. So I want to believe that a message that which is of the season and of the moment, to those that are into farming, the right thing to do. We'll be there to support you. We'll be doing farm visitations side by side, because we are aware 75% of our youths in this country, they are in the informal sector, according to the UNFPA survey done in 2023. We are aware that most of our youths are involved in agriculture, are involved in small-scale businesses, small-scale mining, wherever there are rigidities. That's why we are there. We are not only here as monuments that which are looking for self-praise. We are here as conveyor belts of progress, production, development, personal expansion. Where we know we are limited, we have people that are learned think tanks within our reaches, where we establish even provincial, regional hubs in terms of strength. Regardless of how we want to develop, we must also brainstorm, reason together, and look for solutions that which will lead this country into a stable, reliable, formidable zone of development. Look, people can say that according to the survey, we have got the food pricing and other factors are not very favorable for an average person. We must be like people from China. They came from hardship to become one of the best economies in the world. We must decide. You produce maize, then you come back in Nsimasini. The people that we had in leadership, they were eating with knives and forks because they were eating rice. They prioritized the growth of rice. They never knew how to grow maize properly.
Right.
And they never supported the farmer because FRI was never paid. The new Don administration came and paid the farmer. So in the season of rain season, we are in the rain season. So we must promote agriculture. We must promote even not only rain-fed agriculture, but irrigated agriculture systems that which are supported by solar. I know many youths may not like this message, but it's only agriculture which will not ask you, how old are you? What qualifications do you have? Maybe everything goes to whosoever. Wherever man puts his effort, money must germinate.
All right. Mr. Mwinde, it's been a pleasure. I know this is a discussion that we need to have separately, I think, because we needed to clear some issues that transpired in the year 2024. We've taken much time and we didn't have an opportunity to discuss your plans as a UPND for the youth in 2025. But I think we'll definitely have you back so that we get into the issues to do with agriculture and you tell us where we're going to get land to farm on. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Mwinde.
We are very grateful, Madam. The initiative to farm was not brought by the UPND. We had even the previous regime giving miners plots, 5 acres in Chingora. When they retired them, retrenched them, they told them, give them 5 acres for farming. So this concept of agriculture, we are just supporting and building on. And we believe that we'll receive enormous support as a farmer. And I'm a modest individual. I'm humbled to be here. I'm not only a politician that I can talk the whole day. We also have what we put our hands on. May God bless us. Bless also Benemunarura and the many other callers to this TV station. And thank you for support and hosting us.
Thank you so much once more. That is the Deputy National Youth Chairman for the UPND, Mr. Trevor Mwinde, who was sitting with me this afternoon on the Pulse Nation as well, looking at issues to do with the 2024, what transpired in the year 2024, and of course looking at some of the issues to do with 2025 and what the UPND has in plan. For those that were tuned in this afternoon, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to catch us tomorrow, same time. Good day, and stay tuned to Millennium TV. God bless.